dropped off my 3-year-old at his childminders and we are starting the week. It's a Monday and I am very much in maintenance mode. Last week that I didn't vlog was very full on with work. I had a lot of stuff going on, and this week is a lot more chill. And I'm calling this my maintenance week, which is inspired by this creator, Katie Steckly, who I occasionally watch her videos. She does stuff around like YouTube strategy and social media strategy and things. And she did this video where she talked about her Instagram posting like a calendar strategy thing where she has 3 different modes. She has comeback mode, she has maintenance mode, and she has rest mode. And I loved this idea. Last week felt like quite an intense work week, and so this week it's just maintenance mode. It feels like a very chill week, but then also this afternoon I'm not working because my son is starting like nursery that's attached to a school, so kind of starting school but not really, in September. And then this afternoon is a like stay and play session at that nursery, which is part of the whole like settling in process. So I'm taking him to do that. So I've got the afternoon off with my kid, which is nice. Okay, back to work. Maintenance mode. Let's do this. The first thing I need to do is charge this camera because I totally forgot to do that yesterday. Okay, my usual Monday morning bits are done. Video is up. It's scheduled to go out to patrons tomorrow. There is obviously building works happening right outside my window, if you can hear that. A live stream reminder for patrons sent out, that is tonight. And now I'm gonna do that video feedback. Video feedback done. Now I'm just on emails, and I have a feeling that I'm just going to be doing this correspondence. I'm just going to be doing correspondence until I need to eat some food and then go get Rowan for our school nursery stay and play session. I also just got the email from the school with our login to their whole like, you know, the portal bit where they communicate with you and you book after school clubs and all of that kind of thing. And I've just been getting very emotional with Rowan's childminder recently at drop off because he's been with her since he was 3 months old. This woman has raised him. It's too sad to think about. Work is done, emails are done, blasted through all my emails, thought I was done, and then Moog sent me over a whole bunch of emails from our like public inbox through the website. So I blasted through those too, which is good because now I'm done for the day. It's 7 minutes past 12. I've got some noodles boiling because that's all I have time for. That's all I have. Also some olives. And then I kind of just have like 10 minutes to eat this and then I need to go and get Rowan for the stay and play, which I'm so excited about. We've been talking about it with him to try and get him like hyped as well. But he's a very enthusiastic and sociable child, so I'm hoping that, you know, he just feels right at home. Changed my top. I'm hoping that this one doesn't annoy me as much. The bookshop's open, come on in. There's lots to see, so let's begin. Cloth books, bath books, books with wheels, pop-up books that make you squeal.
Mum, is that? What's this?
That one is for the other side. See, it's this one. Alright, the stay and play was excellent. The nursery was so much better than what I remembered and Rowan had a great time and didn't want to leave. So that is a good sign for September. We've just been to the bookshop and Rowan's got himself 2 books with his national book tokens. One that is like a pop-up book about a bookshop and another's about a shark. And now we're about to get the bus to a soft play where we'll probably end up having dinner because he eats dinner early normally at his childminders and so isn't today. So we shall have dinner there and then it'll be home time and then Dan will be home. This kid is very into his like flaps and pop-up bookshop book.
The end.
The end.
The bookshop closed.
The bookshop closed now.
Yeah, I like this book.
Do you? Oh, that's good. All right, we are heading home. Rowan wanted to leave early, so I'm gonna walk back, I think. Rose got a nice lolly and we both had dinner, very early dinner. Also, on the street earlier, a random woman stopped me and complimented me on my outfit. Love that. I feel very pleased with myself about that. We're home. Dan is also back from work, but I wanted to do a full outfit check because I got complimented on this today by a complete stranger. So we've got my top, which is from Big Sister Swap, RIP. I'm so sad that they closed down. But the fun story about this top was that it was donated to Big Sister Swap by someone who watches my videos because they ended up mentioning it in the comments that they recognise this. Hi, Dan. And they made it. So this is a handmade second-hand item. Skirt, vintage, shoes, Joni clothing, socks, don't know where from, but a Christmas present from my mother-in-law. Bag, a local shop. And what have you got, bro?
Chocolate.
Yeah, our neighbour. Every time always has some chocolate. Tuesday. I am in my athleisure outfit because I'm going to Pilates later. But first, gotta do some work. Worky work. So I had my Patreon live stream last night, which was great, and I completely forgot to vlog anything yesterday evening because I had some episodes, I call them, which is basically like flare-uppy symptoms of my chronic illness, ulcerative colitis. Yes, I had my bowel removed in 2018, but I still have a rectal stump, which is inflamed. And for the most part, it doesn't bother me, but then every so often I get an episode which involves a lot of pain and blood. So I had one of those like right before I was starting the live stream, and so I had to start it a couple of minutes late. It like passes. The thing is that it does just like, I sit on the toilet in a lot of pain, but it does pass. And so then I did the live stream and it was like, as soon as the live stream was finished, my rectum was just like, off we go again. And that one was really bad. It knocks me out. Like, even though the pain has gone, I then just feel so fatigued. And it's like, just, I don't know, the effort of getting that out of me and also just like experiencing it, it wipes me out. And so yeah, yesterday evening after my live stream, Dan then came and comforted me, and then he played video games on the computer whilst I read my book in bed. Yeah, so I'm actually quite glad that Rowan slept in late this morning because it gave me a bit more sleep to recover from that. So this morning in maintenance mode, I've got a few bits and bobs to tick off my to-do list before I go to Pilates. I've got some website updates to have a look at that Moog has been working on, so I'm gonna have a look at that first. That feels like the main thing. Also, we were testing Patreon's new like in Patreon ecosystem live streaming features rather than doing it on a third-party platform, and got some feedback for how it went, so I'm going to send that feedback over to Patreon as well. And then I just have some other like admin-y bits and bobs. I had a new potential client reach out who I want to get back to about booking in discovery call. I might actually have another discovery call with a client this afternoon as well. Yeah, we're just in maintenance mode. I feel very chill. Like, Tuesday mornings are normally the time that I dedicate to filming, like I block it out for filming videos, but because I've been leaning into doing more vlogs recently, I haven't had to like ring fence that time as much, and then it also means that I can go to Pilates. Yay! But I hope you've been enjoying these vlogs because I've been enjoying making them, and then it leaves me room to not have like every Tuesday morning of my week, of my month scheduled out like that, and I can be a bit more flexible. Little bitty tasks to do. And I also want to send over the current state of the website to some friends for any of their feedback and thoughts as well. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, it should all be up. It should all be finished and live and published. But yes, right, let's crack on. you ever do that thing where you are ready to go with like loads of time to spare, and so you think, oh, I've got loads of time, and then you procrastinate and like start doing something else, and then the next thing you know, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna be late. I do that all the time. Go, let's go. I'm back. I've got bin bags, which we needed. I've had some lunch and I am changed. So this afternoon, in 45 minutes, I've got a discovery call with a potential client, and I've got one bit of work that I need to do, which is for my Creator Talks newsletter. I want to create a free download, a lead magnet essentially, to give to people who sign up. And I've written most of it. I just need to go through it all. There's like one section I need to write, and then it's a case of like starting to like put it in Canva and design it. So I need to do that. Anyway, we're in maintenance mode. Everything's fine. This lead magnet doesn't have an official deadline. I work for myself. Who cares? Anyone else a freelancer who runs a service-based business and you do discovery calls, like a free 30 minutes, and then you spend the next 20-30 minutes composing a follow-up email and quote and like all of this, the information and whatnot that you talked about on the call. I just took way too long to put that email together. And so the 30 minutes then becomes an hour. And then I procrastinated a bit more. And now it's like 3:15. This is not the time of day that I do my best work, which is fine. I'm going to work on a bit more of this lead magnet. We are not getting to design stage today. There's one section of it that I still haven't written, but actually I just want to do a bit more like research and thinking around this section. It's important. So that's good. That's something that my brain can do. My brain can like watch some YouTube videos and read some articles and like write notes. And then like my better work brain can do the actual like, okay, how do I want to express what it is that I want to express here? And write that another day, because the 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. brain cannot. I simply cannot. Oh, I just remembered that I've got chocolate cupcakes. Made some on the weekend with Rowan. I'm going to have a chocolate cupcake afternoon snack. It smells so good. Right, there's a yellow and a blue and a pink wrapper. Which one will Rowan want the least? I'm going to say blue. But you know what? I'm probably going to be wrong. Let's go. Right, back to work. I just very unintentionally did a productivity procrastination work hack, and it worked. I mean, we kind of all know it works, but I wasn't intending on doing this, and that almost kind of proves that it works. Anyway, just before I said I wasn't going to do any writing. I was just gonna watch some videos and read some articles and do some research. I fully intended on only doing that. In that moment, I felt like my brain was not capable of doing the writing. What happened? I started watching some things, I started reading some things, and the cogs in my brain started moving, and I started wanting to write things down. Next thing you know, I did it. I wrote the thing. Granted, it is missing a like final line, a like finale bit, which I just wrote in all caps, closing statement, and we'll come back to that another day, but I fucking did it. I tricked my brain. But that is a very common piece of advice to help beat procrastination, which is to not even plan or think about doing the big thing that you need to do, but just say, I'm just going to do this thing for 5 minutes, or I'm just going to do this thing instead for like 5-10 minutes. I'm not going to do that thing. And then what happens is that once you've warmed yourself up a bit and you're doing the thing that feels like it's much more attainable than the other thing, you then just run with it. And the next thing you know, it is 4:20, and I did it, feeling well chuffed with myself. And I fully wasn't expecting to do that. But hey, seems like that productivity hack works. God damn it. Good morning. Today is Wednesday. My assistant Moog is off ill today, so I'm going to crack on with some of the website bits this morning, which I'm able to do and put on my plate because this is a maintenance mode week and I hadn't filled it. So I've got the time, and so I can do a bit of that this morning, see how far I get. Kind of got most of my videos planned up until like a week or two post holiday. I want to come back from holiday not panicking about what videos I'm then making. And then also this afternoon, me and Dan have got our first like IVF consultation with a doctor. Right, I've had a very productive morning. I'm just standing up to stretch and stand up because I always forget. But my video today is going live in a couple of minutes, and so I want to do all that, be in the live premiere chat. I need to eat some lunch. Is there any food in the house that my brain is like, I know how to make that, that'll be quick and easy? I've not been eating the kind of lunches that I want to be eating recently, but that's just because I've not prepped. Like, I haven't bought food. We ate chili last night. There is portion of that in the freezer, but the portion is huge and I'm not that hungry. I probably should have portioned it up a bit smaller, but alas. Okay, so I'm gonna figure that out, although usually on a Wednesday when I have my video going live, I do treat myself to a chicken shop lunch and I eat that whilst doing the video premiere, but I don't know if it's open today because the school holidays are now happening, and so sometimes the chicken shop closes when there's like no school kids around to like buy chicken. So we shall see. Right, but productive morning, did website bits. Not everything is done, but like enough for today. And then I had some time, and so I started making some more Instagram carousels that I've been enjoying making recently. So I made one and then I wrote another. Maybe you've seen them. I'm kind of having fun with the format. But that one has been on the to-do list to make for ages, but I just never really prioritize social media, so it's only when I get some free time that I'm like, oh, I'll do that social media thing. Anyway, food and video premiere, let's go. I went to the chicken shop. It's my Wednesday thing that I do. Yeah, okay, just gonna chill out in the video premiere chat. Yeah, chill lunch break. Let's do it. Right, lunch break is over. Back to work. So all I have to do this afternoon is video planning, and I kind of love that I now just have like 2 hours just to play. And so involved in that play is going to be looking at responses I got to an Instagram story that I put out about like what people are enjoying on YouTube lately, that kind of stuff. Go through my current video ideas list and see if anything is jumping out at me, and then just playing, like actually going on YouTube. So yeah, I'm just going to play around for the next couple of hours and see what comes out of that. The only real kind of outcome that I need at this point is knowing what videos I'm going to be filming when I come back from holiday. But again, I only really need like 2, if that makes sense, like 2 solid ideas that like scheduled in for 2 weeks, because then there's more time after I get back from holiday to do some more video planning. So this is kind of like exploring session and then just seeing if there's 2 ideas that I can pull out of that feel a bit more, you know? Am I making any sense? Okay, let's go. Let's do this. So in my Notion video ideas database, there's like a few different statuses that a video can have when it's still in idea form. So the first one, when I put something in for the first time, it automatically tags its status as new. And that way it means that I can just like quickly add things in, and I don't necessarily have to populate all of the things about it, but I can see, oh, that's new. I need to, I don't know, put it in the right place, or, you know, do something with it. And then everything for the most part is just idea. That's it, really. Then there's the next stage up, which is spark. And all that means for me is that it just like sparks something in me that's like a, ooh, I want to make that. That's like, And this changes all of the time. So what I've found myself doing so far is I've started looking at my current ideas list, and actually I'm moving some things that were sparks now just like they've been like relegated back just to ideas. Because if something has been sitting as a spark for a really long time and it still hasn't gotten made, the spark kind of dies out, and that's kind of what's happened in some of these cases. In others, the spark still feels alive, and so I'm like, okay, maybe I should pursue that one. And then after spark is in development, and in development just basically means there's some things I need to do, like I'm working on it, not actively working on it, but things have started, like maybe I've booked a haircut, or I need to ask my mum for a recipe. I'm saying that out loud because that's one of the things I need to do. Like the beginnings of things have started, or I've like asked so-and-so if they would be interested in filming together. Like the actions have been taken rather than it just being an idea. And then after that, usually the video ideas then graduate out of the ideas section and actually onto the calendar. That's how it works in my head. There are occasionally the videos that tagged just as ready and waiting because they just require no like planning. Oftentimes vlogs are that case, but sometimes if a vlog is sponsored, then that will go into in development because I'll need to figure out the sponsored segment and get the brief, and all of that will be confirmed, even though a vlog is just ready and waiting to be filmed. I was going through people's suggestions of videos and the things that they enjoy on my Instagram stories, and many people are interested in like the behind the scenes of content creation, so I just thought I would share. Here's a little glimpse. Here is a little glimpse of ideas. A little scrolly scroll in all its different sections and glory. Oh god, there we go. And here is the list that I have made from people's suggestions just now. Look at that. Love it. And then I've highlighted some that feel like they're a bit more specific rather than like a theme, and so those ones are going in here. And actually some of the things in here sparked other ideas for me that have ended up in here somewhere. So there we go. We're cracking on. And of course I've got the Lord of the Rings soundtrack playing because we need an epic movie soundtrack for this kind of work. Okay, I wanted to share another bit of maybe interesting behind the scenes planning, organization, all of the things that like happen in my brain. So one of the things that's coming up for me is my big haircut, where I'm gonna basically donate most of this and go back to having a bob. So the haircut is booked in. I know what date that is happening, and I'm gonna vlog like that day, that week. And so I need to put that in the video planner. But then what I need to make sure happens is that I don't accidentally reveal the short hair in a video going out earlier. Does that make sense? So I'm having to make sure that all of the videos going out before the vlog of the haircut are ones that are also getting filmed before the haircut. Because movie magic, sometimes you see videos in an order in which they are not filmed. And then the other thing that is happening is that in September, Rowan starts nursery, which is like a nursery attached to a school. So he and I are going to be on an entirely new routine. So the school days are different times. He'll also be going in Fridays. This whole time I've had Fridays off with him. Even before he was born, I was doing a 4-day work week and taking Fridays off ever since I did that experiment. I cannot remember when that was, but years ago. And so I'm keen to do a weekly vlog of like adapting to this new routine and like trying to figure out, what do I want to do on Fridays? Do I want to work on Fridays again? Like, how am I gonna deal with the different timings of things? After school club versus after school, like hanging out with Rowan. Lots of question marks. So also in my planning, my brain can't really see past that point. So I've got that video in the schedule, and then I just have one more gap to fill, and then I feel like my brain will be happy. I have so many more ideas though. I was really worried, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I got no YouTube video ideas. I'm not on it. But just having this like time and this freedom just to like go through ideas, think about things, like organize the ideas that I currently have. There's lots going on, but some of them involve a lot more planning and filming, and my brain cannot think past that first week of September, which is fair enough because I'm currently filming this and it's July. So we've got time. I think you're seeing this in August. See? Movie magic. Tiny, whiny, wibbly wobbly and all that. The other video that I'm like, oh, I need to film this as soon as possible, really, is making chicken liver pate for the first time. My mum makes a like traditional Jewish chicken liver pate. It is absolutely gorgeous. And so kind of following on this trend of like making challah, like I want to make more Jewish food and celebrate like Jewish food and Jewish culture. If you want to hear about my political opinions about Israel, Palestine, Gaza, all of that, you can go watch the challah video because there's a big old Free Palestine rant in that one. But here's the thing about pate. You can't eat it if you're pregnant. And I'm currently trying to get pregnant. I even have a consultation about IVF in 15 minutes. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to make this video, I need to film it before pregnancy. I don't know about the risks in terms of like early pregnancy and pate. Honestly, I don't know. It's just pate is like one of those things that's on the list of like, do not eat when pregnant. I'm not a doctor. So that is the one that I was like, let's bump that up the priority list because you never know, just in case. But I still have one more gap to fill and I'm trying to figure out what that could be. You'll have seen the video of the balcony designs. We are currently getting things moving. The ball is rolling. So I'm like, will that be done by then? Question mark. Will I have something? Possibly. Like the balcony's not going to be a huge amount of work. In theory, she says optimistically. And then I've also just texted Sean, the stylist that I've worked with a couple of times and made videos with as well, because I've got a couple of video ideas that would be really fun to involve her in. So I've texted her, step one, just to be like, hey, want to chat. So I can't put any of those ideas in yet because I've literally just texted her. Yeah, and the other ones that I really want to do kind of like require long-term, I say long-term, like maybe a week of filming or like a month of filming. And then with summer and then with school nursery stuff, I'm just like, I can't figure out in my brain like when the hell I'm going to do those. But yeah, there's a bit more behind the scenes if you're interested. I now have my laptop open as well. So I currently have 3 windows open to help me organize all of this in my head. I do love planning, you know, I do love it, me. I'm just trying to look at some of these ideas to be like, is there anything that's like a quick sit down video that I can film that isn't like a long-term video that I can pop out, just pop it out and fill that gap? Quite possibly. Right, anyway, I feel like I need to start wrapping this task up because IVF chat is very soon. Not going to go into loads of detail here because obviously need to properly debrief with Dan after the consultation, but they're sending over, you know, more info written down and all of that stuff so we can take a look at and discuss and decide properly what we want our next steps to be. I've just done some version 2 video feedback for the last video, the balcony designers video, and there's a bonus Patreon video that goes along with that too. And now I'm just in downloading, uploading mode because I want to get that video off to the brand before I go out this evening. Speaking of which, the brand is Squarespace, and this video is also sponsored by Squarespace. As you've seen, I've been doing some website updates and website tweaks this week. And by the time you're watching this, all of my new website updates about my creator mentoring work and all of that is all live. You can check it out, hannahwitton.com, hosted on Squarespace, obviously. So if you are just starting out in the freelance world or you're a small business owner, Squarespace makes it super easy to build your own beautiful website and engage your audience and sell anything from physical and digital products to courses and even your time, all in one place, all on your terms. Squarespace have loads of different templates that you can choose from to pick whichever one works for you and your brand, your business, your project, and then you can customize basically everything from there. And Squarespace's new design intelligence empowers anyone to create their own personalized website tailored to you and your needs using AI technology. And if you are absolutely starting from scratch with zero website design experience, then do not worry, because with Squarespace Blueprint, they hold your hand through the entire process. You just answer a couple of questions and it guides you through creating your own website. And if you want to get a bit fancy, a bit snazzy, Squarespace has loads of different visual design tools to help you create a really engaging and vibrant website. There are loads of options depending on your purpose, your brand, your business, and they are all ready to go, built in for any Squarespace website. So if you are in need of your own website, then head to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And then when you're ready to launch into the world, you can go to squarespace.com/morehannah to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, I am going to upload that video and send it off to Squarespace for approval. Now, we're getting a bit too meta here, I think, with the ads and with the brand deals, I think. But hey, this is what you guys told me you wanted on the Instagram stories, a BTS, behind the scenes of a content creator. Here we are. The main thing is currently that because I now film with this camera and it's all 4K, I'm currently syncing some footage from earlier in the day, which is taking a long time because these files are obviously big. And so uploading and downloading everything, just there's so much time where I'm just like, leave my laptop open and just like, it's just uploading something, do not touch it, nobody touch it, because this 4K footage and the internet in this flat, this is one of the things I miss about having my studio, which I used to work in. I think I worked in a studio for about 2 years, but oh my God, the internet there was so fast. It was amazing. And here it's just not. Looking for my friends. Got my picky bits from M&S. I see my friend with her newborn baby who I've not met yet. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Had a lovely time picnic in the park last night and have just had in my head this song from TikTok, which is like, it is the season of the picky bits. That has just been in my head all yesterday, all this morning. 3 for 2 and 2 for 1. Marks and Spencer's has a deal on some picky bits. It is the season of the picky bits. Yeah, that's my brain today. What have I got on today? Honestly, not much. Again, we're in maintenance mode, but the kind of fun thing is I've got a lot of free time in my calendar today. My friend Michelle is coming over at about 3 p.m, Michelle Ellman, to discuss business and then also hang out. So that should be fun. And Michelle's never come to my home before, even though we've been friends for years and hung out a bunch. I love having people over, but that's not until 3. I've got my weekly catch-up call with Moog in a couple of hours as well, check in on how website stuff is going. I feel like we are so close. Just a few more things and then we're ready. I just had a call with one of the organisers of Creator Fest, which is this big event in London in October. I went to it last year. I was hosting the creator stage, and this year I'm speaking at it again, but I'm also on their advisory board. So I had a quick call with one of the organisers about their AI panel, because there has to be an AI panel, but I'm really keen for it to be balanced and to have interesting voices on it who could potentially be political and not just yay AI, this is how you use it as a creator, isn't it so great, streamlining and efficiency, and we need other voices on that stage. So we were chatting about hopes and dreams for that panel and some other bits and bobs too. So now I honestly just don't have much that I need to do today. I kind of love that for me, but it's making me excited because I'm oh my God, I actually have time. The thing that always goes to the bottom of the to-do list, social media. So I made one post yesterday that I'm going to put out today. I've written the copy for another carousel post, and so I think I'm just going to like have some fun, find some photos and put that together to go out next week. And then I've got so many ideas for reels that I just haven't had the chance to film. So I'm going to have a look and see if there's any that I can do there. I really want to do another episode of thinking about sinks of my bathroom sink, because my bathroom sink is a really good one and very accessible and great for stoma bag changes. But both of the other episodes, I've had someone else with me to film. So I'm like, will it be as good me filming myself and it being like a static tripod? I might give it a test with this camera because the gimbal on this, like you can set it to like move to follow you. So we could give it a go. Give it a go. We'll see. And then there's a few other reels ideas that I have, again, that I just haven't like had time to film because everything's been very full on work wise, and then also just like me having fun. So I haven't had a lot of time to do that. Oh, we've got a phone call coming in. Unknown number. Do you reckon it's spam? What do we think? Hello? Yeah, speaking? I swear to God. Editing Reels, TikToks in app is a nightmare. I just posted something like the propaganda I'm not falling for parenting edition thing. I know I'm incredibly late, but I've like had it in my notes for ages and I've finally found a video that I wanted to like put behind it. There's a fucking typo in it, but I've already put it on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, and I'm just like, it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. So annoying. And this is why, for the most part, I edit my short form content on desktop in Premiere Pro. I just did it in app for this one because it's like a 10-second clip. I was just like, but you know what? I wish I fucking hadn't. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it's 12 o'clock. Moog's still ill, so not able to do work and our meeting today, which is totally fine. I had an episode again last night, so we're just like chronic illness babes this week. It's so funny. I feel like when things get removed from my calendar, and I was already being faced with a fairly open day, but now I'm like, oh, I've got nothing that I absolutely have to do. Like the website stuff that Moog is working on can wait until next week. That's fine. And so, yeah, just being like faced with a completely empty day until 3 o'clock when Michelle gets here. But I've made 2 carousel posts, they're finished, and I've just made a reel and posted that. I feel like if I didn't give myself like, oh, you can work on these things, as long as they're fun for me, other than the typo malarkey, then I can save myself from just kind of like, I don't know, floating around with no like clear direction of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, because that is definitely something that happens to me when I'm faced with unscheduled time. And then there's a book haul short form thing that I want to film as well, which should be easy enough. And that would be really handy because then that would like set me up very well for going on holiday and having bits and bobs of social media content to post. I'm trying to embrace not really having a schedule of social media content. It is, as I've said many times now, one of the things that is like down at the bottom of my priorities list when I really think about the importance of what I'm doing and the impact and like all of these things. But there is always a part of my brain that knows there is still some benefit to it, and there are parts of it that I still very much enjoy. And so I'm trying to just lean in to not really having a schedule and it being very sporadic. Like there'll be some weeks where maybe there's like 3 things that I post, huge, and other weeks where there's like 1 or nothing. And to be honest with you, so far I haven't seen any downside to having a very inconsistent schedule on Instagram. I'm saying Instagram specifically because the short form stuff on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, like that's fine. Like that can just do whatever it wants. Yeah, it's not natural for me to not have a schedule that I stick to, but I find that whenever I have put in my calendar, make short form content, edit short form content, recently it's just the thing that gets bumped every single week. And then there was like one that I bumped so many times that I was just like, fuck this, I'm just deleting it because it just bums me out every time. So I've deleted it, and now I just like don't put it in my calendar to do at all, which means it never gets done unless I find myself with an empty schedule and free time and a minute to myself, and then I'm like, ooh, I can play around with that. And this is what's working for me at the moment, and we're going to stick with that. Right, do I take myself to the shops to sort out myself for lunch? Will I end up eating out again? I do need to go to Boots and get myself some new vitamin D pills, and there is a Pret. That was a very successful little trip out, and I want to share with you my influencer runs errands haul. So one of the things that I did was actually go to the tailor's to get some more holes punched in the strap of this bag, because it's been a bit too long on me and hitting the thighs, but now it's just like a bit more snug up here. I didn't have any cash to pay the man, but he requested that I just nip to the shop next door and buy him a sugar-free Red Bull, and so I did that and gave him the Red Bull. Love that. Then, what else have we got? I went to the pharmacy and picked up my prescription. Useful, need that. We've got the vitamin D from Boots. I got some snacks for Rowan. 6 apples. Okay, and then I got some stamps. This is because Rowan has recently decided that he likes to draw pictures and then wants to send them in the post to family. He draws them A4 and will not let me fold it in half to put it in a smaller envelope. So we need large letter stamps or 2 first class stamps. So I've got more first class stamps and large letter stamps, and my fucking god, are stamps expensive these days. But what the 3-year-old wants, the 3-year-old gets. But I don't know. I find it very sweet that this is something that he wants to do. And you know what? Now that I've bought these stamps, he's probably never going to want to do it again. And then I had my sandwich from Pret. There's my haul. Oh, and I'm listening to The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Very much enjoying. I feel like I'm nearing the end. The Night Circus is one of the books on my Patreon's TCR TBR, our Common Room TBR, which is a collective community TBR that we made last year, and we're going to be making the 2025 one very soon, kind of like coming together as a community, as a group, to pick like what are the books that we want on the list in terms of like the books that this community recommends or have read together and like talked about a lot in the last year. And my plan for Patreon is to start a special like Patreon podcast voice notes thing where I just off the cuff, unscripted chat about my thoughts about each of the books on the TCR TBR that I have read. And then Moog is going to join me for some of those as well, for the ones that they've read too. So I'm going to save my thoughts for The Night Circus, and also I've not quite finished it yet. So I'm like, But I am enjoying it more than The Starless Sea, which many of you said would be the case. And you were right. Right, I'm going to put this shopping away and then make some more reels, social media content. Is that what we're going to do? How long have we got? We've got an hour and a half. Let's see what we can do in an hour and a half. Or maybe I just chill out and read my book. Who knows? All right, I've just filmed a little reel. The great thing about this new camera that I have, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, is that I can just flip the screen and record short form vertical content on here too. The downside is that if I'm vlogging, you guys got no B-roll because I'm using the same camera, but you're just gonna have to believe me. Look, here's the mess. There's the books. Right, let's see if I can actually edit this in about an hour before Michelle gets here. Can she do it? Can she do it? Michelle is here.
Hi, I'm here.
And we remembered that actually Michelle has been here before, but it was about 6 years ago.
Was it 6? That long ago?
Because it was pre-COVID.
Did you not have a sofa over there at some point?
No. This room's entirely changed since you've been here though.
Yeah, well I think the whole flat has.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been Rowan's room either.
Oh yeah, no, that was not Rowan's room.
Yeah, that was her office.
And you've not met Rowan yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
But yeah, Michelle is here because she's got some work things to share.
Well, yeah, I just
I don't know,
needed
top
someone to
secret.
like spitball some ideas. I'm in a lost, confused phase of my career. I feel like I'm in the
This
phase
is what I specialise in.
you sort of were in, 2 years ago? Is it 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
But I have no answers. And I'm kind of enjoying the no answers, but I keep
Mm-hmm.
joking that I'm in my housewife for one.
Oh my God.
I'm like, soft life era. I want to make like money, like I want to be able to make a living, but doing like the least amount of work, where I just
And
want to be doing less. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Top secret. Good morning. It is Friday. Rowan is with his grandpa, my father-in-law, because he also came over last night. We had a lovely dinner, and then after Rowan went to bed, we played Carcassonne, the game, which is super fun, and it was great to see Michelle. And yeah, grandpa stayed over, and so I have a sort of lion, but not really, because Rowan woke up at 8:10. I'm very sorry to all the parents out there who are hearing that, being like, oh, my child wakes up at 5. Yeah, we have a sleeper inner sometimes. I think he's coming in. Yeah, baby?
Maybe I want to do something else with the
You want to do something with the sellotape? Ask Grandpa. You want to do something with the box?
like rock.
Well, you need something to stick it to.
Oh
Yeah. So you can use it on the box. Can you close the door, Ro?
Oh yeah.
Thank you, my love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Never heard him say that before. Normally, if I had a bit more time to chill out, I'd give my old book a read. I've got like 100 pages left of this bad boy. But I actually think I might just like start getting ready, like in peace. It's going to be a nice day in London today, but I don't know what to do in the afternoon because normally we have swimming in the afternoons and it's a summer holiday, so swimming's not on. So I want to figure out what we do today. But I'm not planning on vlogging today, so I will leave you lovely people. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this like maintenance mode week vlog. I feel like I got a lot done, but I haven't been super stressed this week, and so that feels like what maintenance mode weeks are, where like you get the stuff you need to get done, but you're not overworked. It wasn't a week where I was really like pushing. I still feel like I got some good shit done. Let me know if this concept of like cycling through different phases of like comeback and growth and then maintenance and then rest is something that you feel like you do anyway, or something that you feel like would be useful. Again, I don't really have like an actual routine or system for it, but it is something that I really see the value in, of at least identifying like when you're in growth mode. And so then if you've been in growth mode for a while, it's like, okay, we need to maybe step it back a bit and go into maintenance and rest, because you cannot stay in that like pushing really hard mode forever. That is not sustainable. You need to be able to dial it back. And that is definitely what I've done this week. I hope that you're all doing well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.